Installing the AFMS equipment correctly is essential for efficient operation. In this video, I will show you how to install the inclinometer on an outside air damper and how to install a damper actuator or use the existing damper actuator and wire each component to the AFMS controller. The first component to install is the inclinometer. The inclinometer is included when purchasing an AFMS controller. The first step to install the inclinometer is position the inclinometer on a horizontal outside air damper with the arrow facing up. The arrow should face up throughout the entire damper span. Generally, this would mean the wire would exit the inclinometer to the left. Attach the inclinometer to the damper blade with two number 8 sheet metal screws. Route the cord away from the damper so that it will not bind the damper and back to the AFMS controller. Note, attach adequate strain relief if needed to prevent the inclinometer from being accidentally pulled off the damper blade during equipment maintenance. And also note, installation on the return air damper is possible, so contact your KMC representative for instructions when mounting on the return air damper. And note, also for a pressure assist application, the inclinometer should be installed on the damper where the pressure compensation measurement is taken. Now, connect the inclinometer's yellow signal wire to the UI7 on the AFMS controller. Then connect the inclinometer's green signal wire to the UI8 on the AFMS controller. After that, connect the red power wire to UO8 for a back 5901 AFMS or UO10 for a back 9311 AFMS. And lastly, connect the inclinometer's blue ground wire to GND between the UI7 and the UI8 on the controller. Next, to install the damper actuator on the outside air or return air damper and where to land the wires on the controller. If there is an existing 2 to 10 or 0 to 10 proportional damper actuator, it may be used as well. If you are installing a new actuator, please install per manufacturing guidelines. After installing, route the wire back to the AFMS controller. At the AFMS controller, connect the 2 to 10 or 0 to 10 signal wire to UO9 on the back 9311 or UO7 on the back 5901. Next, connect the 24-volt phase from the actuator to 24-volt phase on the AFMS controller. And lastly, connect 24-volt common from the actuator to the 24-volt common on the AFMS controller. If an existing proportional actuator which is controlled by another controller is being used, the following steps need to be performed. Power off the actuator and disconnect the existing signal wire and ground wire that comes from the other controller. Connect the signal wire that comes from the other controller to UI3 on the AFMS controller. Connect the ground wire that comes from the other controller to the GND terminal next to UI3 on the AFMS controller. Run a new signal wire from UO7 on the back 5901 AFMS or from the UO9 on the back 9311 AFMS to the signal terminal on the actuator. Connect the signal ground wire from the actuator to the GND terminal next to UO7 on the 5901 AFMS or UO9 on the 9311 AFMS controller. If separate transformers are used to power the actuator and the AFMS controller, please verify the commons are shared. This completes the installation of the inclinometer on the actuator. To learn more about KMC Controls, airflow measurement station, or to learn more about any of the solutions from the building geniuses at KMC, visit us on the web at kmccontrols.com.